The capital adequacy ratio is really a ratio that measures whether the shareholders of the bank have enough equity in the organization compared to the size of the loans. So one of the things the regulators want is that the bank is not too thinly capitalized. They want to make sure that the amount of permanent capital within the bank in the form of equity is of a minimum level. And the capital adequacy ratios does this by calculating the value of equity within a bank relative to the amount of capital the bank has raised by way of loans. And if there's inadequate equity relative to the loans, you're going to have a capital adequacy ratio that falls below the regulator's requirements. If there is sufficient equity relative to the loans, the capital adequacy ratio will exceed the regulator requirements. This has become an increasingly important issue post the 2008 financial crisis, where the regulators internationally have said banks have to hold a lot more equity relative to their loans because it results in banks that are more stable and more enduring in the face of a crisis. And in addition to that, it basically reduces the prospect that banks engage in reckless speculative activities because they'll have more equity capital at risk in that regard if the bank collapses or suffers significant losses.